curse on the gentle king of Hammer, his universe. Mighty Hamlet swings with justice on his side. In battle's endless tide, where valiant fear collide. Hope with their wings soars high above the gray. Dedication to the patron night and day. And Daran is faith strong and pure like the sea. His prayers will heal all setting spirits free. Across the shining land, he'll stand tall. In the echo of history, they never shall fall. Glorious tales of courage whisper through the night. The epic battle of warriors ready to fight. Well, that just happened in the realm of lore. Battles fought and legends born, stories they implore. Valia, the ranger with her aim fierce and true. Through forests dark and new, she just what to do. Across the shining land, heroes stand tall. In the echo of history, they never shall fall. Glorious tales of courage whisper through the night. The epic battle of warriors ready to fight. The sorcerer stands with magic so sublime. Her heart fierce and forthright, bending space and time. A mark of death sits upon her tired soul, haunted by shadows that she cannot control. Across the shining land, heroes stand tall. In the echo of history, they never shall fall. Glorious tales of courage whisper through the night. The epic battle of warriors ready to fight. Roaring the dwarf flow with rage like a curse on the gentle king of Hammer, his universe. Mighty Hamlet swings with justice on his side. In battle's endless tide, where valiant fear collide. Hope with their wings soars high above the gray. Dedication to the patron night and day. And Daran is faith strong and pure like the sea. His prayers will heal all setting spirits free. Across the shining land, he'll stand tall. In the echo of history, they never shall fall. Glorious tales of courage whisper through the night. The epic battle of warriors ready to fight. Well, that just happened in the realm of lore. Battles fought and legends born, stories they implore. Valia, the ranger with her aim fierce and true. Through forests dark and new, she just what to do. Across the shining land, heroes stand tall. In the echo of history, they never shall fall. Glorious tales of courage whisper through the night. The epic battle of warriors ready to fight. The sorcerer stands with magic so sublime. Her heart fierce and forthright, bending space and time. A mark of death sits upon her tired soul, haunted by shadows that she cannot control. Across the shining land, heroes stand tall. In the echo of history, they never shall fall. Glorious tales of courage whisper through the night. The epic battle of warriors ready to fight. Roaring the dwarf flow with rage like a curse on the gentle king of Hammer, his universe. Mighty Hamlet swings with justice on his side. In battle's endless tide, where valiant fear collide. Hope with their wings soars high above the gray. Dedication to the patron night and day. And Daran is faith strong and pure like the sea. His prayers will heal all setting spirits free. Across the shining land, he'll stand tall. In the echo of history, they never shall fall. Glorious tales of courage whisper through the...
Who's going to do the roundup?
Don't know yet. I haven't picked a fiction.
Happy Saturday, everybody. Right, is that happy?
Hello.
Yeah, that'll do. Good evening.
Yeah, we're here. So anyway, that's why Daddy Pig isn't allowed to take sticks into workplace anymore.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, valid.
If you weren't around yesterday,
welcome back, everyone.
None of this will make sense. However,
for the rest of you, probably best not. Anyway, welcome all back. End of last session. Just to explain what's on the map at the moment, you are all currently in a camp that you found, having moved away from where you'd had your last battle. I thought I'd just kind of hand wave that one just to sort of move us on from it. Would anyone like to do a recap of the last thing, or shall I just say you were traveling and got attacked by bandits?
I can do something.
Go on then, give it a go.
Ooh, my legs feel light. Coach Mark with Kenneth. Ariana, no, we're going the other way. Okay, fine. Why is there Why is there an overturned cart? It's an ambush! Oh. I got a hole. I'm bleeding. I'm really bleeding. Graska in danger. Go, my pretties. Yes, bite. This doesn't get any less weird. GQ scary. Graska sleep now. And then that's it.
Fair enough. Yeah, it was a hard-fought battle. There were ambushes either side, but not as many as they had hinted at when they first challenged you. But their leader was armed with a very strange device, which you've heard of, but they're really, really rare because people tend to think, well, they're more hassle than they're worth. They had a pistol, which is what made a lot of holes in Grazka. So currently, I believe Ariana has taken custody of that. And everyone else has gone, we'll stick to magic, it's more reliable. But you have moved off the trail, heading north, and have, as you can see on the map, found yourself a reasonable place to have a rest and bandage your wounds. Just by this battered, ancient, long-weathered memorial to. I mean, from the build, it could either be an elf or an orc of some description, but it's really hard to tell. It's just been by all the dust storms and just passage of time. It's something heroic, but there's no inscriptions that have survived to give you any idea of who or what it is. It looks like people have stopped here in the past. There are various scuffed over, kicked over remnants where there are fire pits and abandoned tent pegs and things where they've not all been gathered up, things like that. And so I've just laid you out here around one of those, just in the lee of it, just slightly off the path itself. And you now have an opportunity to strike that camp, have long rest and things like that. Now, time-wise, it is middle of the afternoon. I'll remind you that when it comes to long rests, it is 8 hours of rest, not necessarily sleep. So you can set yourself up camp and just be quietly recuperating as that rest. Then if you want to travel by night, you can, or you could basically use that to basically be here the rest of the day, patching yourselves up, rest overnight, and then travel on in the morning towards the dried up Salt Lake. My question is, before I open the floor to you, is what kind of arrangements you're making in terms of any kind of watch keeping out, or what kind of tasks or what sort of things you're going to do. So over to you guys. What are you doing?
I vote for the proper long rest, and setting out in the morning, setting out a proper reasonable camp, given that there's already stuff here and we have tents. And having a chance to discuss what just, recap what just happened, and setting up watches, of course. But that's my opinion, and I'm open to other, views.
I think One Eye's quite happy with the idea.
Do we know anything about if there's normally raids on the road on night times, if the area's dangerous
We just
at
had
night?
one.
Well, you're on a not so used trail, so make a history check as a generic cover for that.
I don't know what's come through as on the other.
It's come through as a 19 on the roll 20.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so trails.
Let me start my PC.
Okay, fair enough.
It just cracked.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, so the general consensus is where you've got roadside shrines and things like that is there tend to be mostly sort of a truce things. If you're by there, you'll tend to have people traveling by, or it's not exactly a formal truce type thing, but it's people will tend to leave you alone if you've stopped by one of these kind of roadside markers. Not necessarily. You do get people who will descend on it. Obviously, wild animals may be attracted. You're not aware from conversations, for example, in the Crown, of there being any major troop movements in the area, any particularly large or troublesome gangs who are doing the rounds. It's mostly kind of the drifters, the sort of the small time bandits who sort of drift in and out, that you have to worry about. So you're unlikely to get a massive horde of, I don't know, an invading army of minotaurs sweeping through this area. If they are, that's something much more of a trouble for the entire wider area, not necessarily yourselves, but a large force you'd probably hear coming a long time before. Is that helpful?
Yep.
What we need is just a watch system to spend the night, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Just doing watches, preferably in pairs, and recuperating, relearning our spells, getting our health back.
Mhm.
In my opinion, it seems to make sense rather than trying to travel the lightning road at night when we've already learned, we don't know much about it, and we just got, we were kind of lucky to survive it. Can you imagine that at night?
Yeah. What? Graska's gonna just pull on Akid Ferris's sleeve and be like, "What do you think?"
I mean, ain't some of us more comfortable traveling in the dark than daylight?
Yeah.
And if it's harder for us to see them, goes both ways. It's harder for them to see us if we're moving maybe on the side of the road.
The lightning
it
road allows
close.
us to move faster.
Yeah, we can use it, keep close, but there's no need to say that we can't use it as a guideline, but keep ourselves sheltered if we need to stop.
Could be. I'll point out there's one member of your party who doesn't have night vision, and that's Cheek.
That's all right. We can tie a rope to him. It's fine.
Jeek, how do you feel about that?
Jake kind of just goes, well, it'll stop me from falling into a bush.
Okay, could I make another suggestion? Why don't we have our rest, which we all need, and make that call in 8 hours' time?
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we
Yeah, see
Yeah,
what
you are
traffic.
all knackered and bleeding, and most of you are actually, most of you have taken.
I'm down
so
to
Cheek,
4 hit points. I'm in bad shape.
Cheek,
See what
Cheek's,
traffic we get.
yeah, Cheek's in. Well, like I said, this is why you're off the road. But yeah, Akinferris has got wounds. Ariana's got wounds. Cheek's got wounds. Everyone else is okay, but you've also all been expending spells and this, that, and the other. So, and you had been travelling for a good portion of the day already at that point. So,
We
stopping
need
and making a camp makes sense.
If we have someone watch the road,
someone who's healthy.
Well, like I said, you don't have to be asleep during the 8 hours. So, I'm guessing because people aren't saying anything that they're not having any thoughts or opinions about this.
It's
But at the moment, I'm getting the impression of two people talking, everyone else going, "We don't know."
Jake is going to put his hand up and go, I'm a bit tired, and
Yeah, you've got 2 levels of exhaustion, haven't you?
yeah, I'm very tired. I have I have wounds, and I don't feel very good right now. I could really do with a sleep.
Yeah, put it into perspective. He's got 2
can
levels of exhaustion, so he will need to get back to normal. He will need the full rest, and having a night's sleep would also help then reduce him down to get rid of the levels of exhaustion. The reason he's got 2 levels of exhaustion is 1, he raged, and 2, he got reduced to 0 hit points. Because I think
Graska's the same. Yeah.
yeah. So
I think it makes sense to have. Sorry, I had stepped away for a minute, but I think it makes sense to have the first watch done by people who are completely healthy.
all right. So who's going to be on the first? If you're working on the basis of just first have that first 8 hours or so, who's taking first watch and how long is it?
I'll take first watch.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
And one I'll be with you. There you go. That's 2 people
Yeah.
for first. Okay, no problem at all. Could you
3 hours, give or take.
3 hours? Okay, no worries. Could you roll a d20 for me, please?
Yeah. Just give me a moment, caller. Sorry, my system is overheating. Right. 13.
Okay, no worries. So while everyone else is setting up and sort of maybe pumping some food and binding wounds, things like that, you and One Eye just sort of keep an eye on the trail. You can also be doing other bits and pieces. You know, you're all awake and conscious, so it's not really a huge thing. Beyond seeing birds in the sky, the occasional sort of the sort of animals in the brush sort of stopping occasionally to sort of look, and then sort of small deer bounding off into the distance, that sort of stuff. Nothing comes near you. There's no other travellers on this trail at this time, and that it goes well enough. Certainly by that time, it's time to be sort of thinking about eating. Speaking of, how are you all for rations and food?
I'm pretty good at the moment, I believe. Let me just
Yeah,
check.
I've got la 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 la. How many do I have? 10.
Okay, so you've all got trail rations then at the very least.
Yeah.
Unless
Yeah.
someone wants to. No? Okay.
I've got 7 days of rations at the moment.
Fair enough. So so you've got your trail rations. It's trail mix, it's dried jerky, it's or dried fruits, nuts, biscuits of various biscuits and things of various descriptions. Whatever is suitable for your diet and preferences, but it's all dried goods by and large that are fairly durable.
Jake's going to start taking off all of his weapons and sort of
Clothes.
laying in his.
Yep.
He's going to crawl into the tent and get chained into some form of more comfortable clothing.
Yeah.
He's then going to come out, and because he's forgotten that no one here really knows his secret, he's kind of
Masking?
not his usual self.
You mean the icon I just put on the thing?
What the fuck did you know I was doing that?
Well, I was listening to what you were saying.
Yeah, so so Jigsaw comes out wet like that, and he's like, am I needed for any watches?
I'm like, initially, my first reaction is to sit up and look alarmed, because Ariana's never met Jeek in their real self before, and it's just like, is anyone else seeing this? And her snakes are going, what the holy and what she really needs is someone to go, no, it's fine. But she's
Oh no, there's only one person here that knows that Jeek can change.
Well, not anymore.
Well,
Yeah, I confess you were out in town with, and you had that revelation, didn't you?
Yeah, but I've not seen that face
No.
before.
Ariana's snakes are looking very alarmed and are basically telling her, freeze him. I mean, she's resisting because it can't be everyone else, but she's very alarmed, and she's like, who are you? And do I know you?
Jeek looks a bit confused and goes, I feel slightly.
Morgan,
Hi.
you suddenly feel this clawed finger just poke your cheek.
Because
Yeah. You might want to put your face on.
oh, I don't wear it when I go to sleep.
Can I recognize Jeek's voice, Ariana?
Oh yeah, the voice is exactly the same.
Oh, and then
The voice, the mannerisms, completely the same.
and then
But the entire face is sort of like lost all resolution to this sort of this pale, slightly blurred features that you can see. The hair is denatured from its sort of more tight thing, and sort of it's like everything's relaxed. It's like
Ariana,
the body sort of focuses up into the form that you're used to.
Ariana calms her snakes down and calms herself down. It's like, oh, Jeek, sorry, you really startled me, and I'm glad I was wearing my glasses.
So, am I needed for watch, or can I just?
Go back to bed, Jake.
And Ariana says, "Can I go back to bed too?" Because I'm clearly not thinking straight.
Jake nods at Akin Ferris and then just drags himself into his tent, clops down, and within like 5 seconds, all you hear is like rumbling snores.
Who is volunteering for second watch?
I'll do
I'll
second.
take
By
it.
now,
Oh,
by now it's about 6 o'clock in the evening.
yeah. I think Grasko will be there. Just
I'll take.
Okay,
Take third because she wants time to heal, so I'll need to know how much I will have healed by then.
that's okay. It's on completion of the long rest, so you're fine. So at the moment you're sort of just settling down, and you're sort of cold compresses and whatever else you're doing to sort of dab any blood and sort of just relax, do some meditation, whatever. In that case, Grazka, can you roll a d20 for me, please?
I can certainly try. No, that's the wrong button. There. That's why, because I'm on the wrong page. 2.
Lovely. Okay, fair enough. The evening starts to darken as the sun sets across the across the horizon off to the west, and with it the temperature starts to drop. You're seeing less of the deer and other small general animals, voles and things like that. You're starting to you get that lovely thing where you're out and camping, but you're seeing the insects starting to sort of materialize and swarm around a little bit around the light, but there's nothing that's particularly biting or stinging or unusual in size or behaviors. It's all that natural stuff. A few late night sort of birds sort of into the evening, gentle breeze, there's sort of a soft sound of thunder somewhere off in the distance, but no passers-by. You're alone in the wilderness. I mean, it may well be that others are also still up, and rather than sleeping, whether people are sleeping or not, entirely up to you. Or could be that you're just sitting around telling stories around the fire, or and techniques, or just reading books.
After that, I'd sort of say that with that role, as can I have my hat back now?
Graska just takes it off. You notice it's got like this weird imprint of scales around the rim where it's been sat on her head.
I like it. You took some hits there, little one.
she's just sort of there, and she's got her finger in one of the hole in the hole of where the pellet went in.
Yeah.
And she's just like, it hurts a bit.
Yeah, probably better you don't do that. I think you've lost enough of your blood today.
In the other hand, she's got the pellet.
Right. Those of you who got medicine can be obviously, as we're taking as read, that you've been binding wounds and poultices and whatever required as part of that.
Ariana, during her time before the third watch, is
Hmm.
investigating the pistol, working out how it works.
Mhm.
you know, what the ammo is. Just not like practicing with it because that would be obvious, but just familiarizing herself with its mechanics and the ammo and how it's loaded, just in case.
Okay, so it's got the obviously the ammunition you've got. It's got a cylinder, so you can be firing the shots. Without the proficiency, using it is just a straight D20. You don't add
No,
any. I'm just telling you the mechanics.
Yep. Mhm.
So you can make you can use it, make your rolls to hit. It's just a straight D20. You don't get you don't add proficiency bonus from covering stat. Once you've used the ammunition, it's got space for 6 shots. Obviously, there's only the 5 that you've got. You can reload it with either an action or bonus action if you find any more bullets. You can make one shot per action, and that's basically it. So it's relatively simple, but it's finding ammunition for it. You'll probably have to go talk to an artificer. And in terms of learning to use it, it's something you can be doing during downtime when you've got access to more bullets and and it's the sort of thing that over time you'll be able to teach yourself that proficiency. I've got a formula for it. It's something on the lines of number of days is governing stat minus something else and something else, but I can get into it if that's something you're interested in doing. Similar for any other people learn them.
At this point, it's more a case of she's just, making sure she doesn't shoot herself.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that time easily done. You work out. Yes, there is a safety catch. There's you work out the basic functions of it. You're fairly sure you're not going to blow your foot off, and you're pointing it the right direction and the right way up, and this, that, and the other. So you're getting used to the weight of it and stuff. Yeah,
she's not test firing. She's not trying to become a sure shot. Just making sure that she's not a menace with it.
Yeah, no worries at all. Yeah, that's time well spent, and you've now got a good working knowledge of it. So, should you need to use it, yes, you can. No problem at all.
I mean, I have it equipped if I need it. It's there, but it wouldn't be her first choice in all likelihood.
Absolutely, and especially as for each of you, generally as a society, magical technology is more reliable and more well known. But this is, as you said, it's something a bit different, and it may be the sort of thing that should you ever be anywhere where magic is not available, it's a good backup. There are reasons why people use these things.
Or where you just need something totally unexpected, as happened to us. So So that's kind of what she wants to get some sleep, but she's also keen to make sure she doesn't shoot anyone in the foot or somewhere more vital.
No problem at all. I think various people's hats are going to be safe from you in terms of.
Excellent.
Wow. That time period goes by. It's now sort of getting on 8 in the evening. The sun is now sort of well over the horizon. Temperature's dropping. It's starting to get chilly. Your campfire is very much appreciated at this point. You've had 6 hours. You've got another couple of hours of the of what you would count for your long rest. So apart from Ariana, who else is on third watch? If anyone, or is anyone doubling up?
Graska's happy to just sit there and talk to Ariana.
Okay, that's fine. No problem. In that case, Ariana, could you roll a d20 for me, please?
Probably. I can just do that through here, can't I?
Yeah. Just click on the.
It just
click on the dice thing.
Yeah. Give me a minute. I'm slow at this.
Sorry.
I can do. I shut it down. What is it? Roll.
What you can do is on the left-hand side of the Roll20 screen, you've got a sidebar, and about halfway along it is something called dice. It's got like what looks like a d20. If you click on that, it'll pop out a whole series of things. If you just click on
it, found it. Yep, found it.
Fantastic, lovely. Evening draws in. the snores of Cheek continue to roll across. If anyone else is sleeping, then you are undisturbed in that. Otherwise, again, probably conversations around the campfire. Goink is writing occasional sort of little drafts of songs, and sort of dozing quietly, sort of probably that thing of hat over the head and sort of feet up and sort of bedroll sort of underhead sort of thing.
Ariana during the watch is probably gently, very like almost silently strumming her lute or whatever,
Mhm.
and chatting with, chatting with Graska.
Yeah, no problem. At one point in the evening, a distance off, you hear the roar of something. Not near enough to be worried about, but just that reminder that there are things out there in the wild. If you want to do a nature check,
Who, me?
either of you to identify what made the roar, that is an option.
We should both do it, I reckon.
Yeah, let me. There we go.
No. It's obviously too far away. It's lyric. It sounds large. It's not something familiar like a wolf howl or whatever. It's an actual proper roar.
It's gonna be a dinosaur. It's gonna be a dinosaur.
Could be.
And I'm like, Graska, if that's a dinosaur, we need to keep quiet because Cheek will try to capture it and tame it.
I'd like a dinosaur anyway.
I don't think we're powerful enough for that. Let's just be quiet and keep our ears and eyes open.
Okay, fair enough. By now, your full 8 hours of long rest have now gone by, so you can do your healing dice to get yourselves back up to full hit points, restore spells.
Long rest.
Basically, click that long rest button if you haven't already on your character sheet.
I hadn't, but I have now.
You now have that choice of whether, now you're sort of settled in for the night, it's 9 o'clock at night, whether you do want to consider moving or just keep on going and wait until whatever time in the morning you want to be setting going.
The long rest.
You've got 2 or 3 people asleep now.
Confirm. Okay, there we go.
If that's the full 8 hours, Jake's gonna
9 hours by now, but yeah.
So like he's gonna come out still in his pajamas, still with his face on set, but with one of his great axes. He sort of like stabs it into the ground, looks around and goes, if anyone needs to sleep, I'm now awake.
Okay. You've still got 1 level of exhaustion left, but that's fine. By the morning, that'll have gone.
I vote we let their exhaustion go, and get some sleep. But what is anyone who's awake? What's their vote? I don't see a lot of advantage in traveling by night, or at least, giving us a couple of hours of sleep. But
I think One Eye's sort of quite happy to be up and about.
I mean, if Jeek's happy to be up and about, that's because by the time the morning comes, he'll be all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeek's literally just got to sit down, take out his little journal, and just start writing.
Okay. Fair enough. Everyone else can skip it. So it sounds like decision is sleep here overnight as long as nothing comes over and tries to eat you, and see who all are in the morning.
I would go with. I mean, in order to be like in that in between thing, because I hate making decisions, is to sleep until say an hour before dawn, and so use the cover of darkness for a bit, but give everyone a chance to actually get some sleep.
Okay.
Except for Jeek, who's staying awake and writing.
Right. Well, I'm not seeing or hearing any objections for anyone.
No,
so
I'm happy. Fair.
Right. Okay. That's what you're going to do then. Right. In that case, Jeek, could you roll a d20 for me, please? Let's see if anything is interested in your
Oh,
Okay.
fuck off.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Roll doesn't
Yourself, yeah, yourself and One Eye sort of keeping watch and just idly chatting. One Eye's probably sort of checking the fletching on bows and on his arrows rather, and probably offers to sort of play dice, sort of get a set of dice out, and sort of play Yahtzee equivalents, that sort of thing.
And Jeek's gonna have to remember that they've got to be quiet. So they're just going to be like sort of like rolling their dice, and every single time they get like a high score, they go.
Fair enough. So yeah, again, the next few hours taking you through to about midnight. Yeah, it's quiet. Occasionally, off in the distance, you do hear the howling of wolves. Occasionally, again, off in that distance, various roars, but nothing particularly
alarming
or near. I think at one point, checking passive perceptions. Yeah. One Eye at one point points out what looks like possibly a campfire off in the distance, but again, it's like several miles off. And it's that sort of, he really has to point it out to you to sort of point out this little flickering fire off in the distance. So it looks like there are other travelers or other people out in the wilds, but nowhere near where you are at this time. Getting about midnight. Do you? Yeah, I see that. I confess. Thank you. Do you want to wake anyone else up for a next watch? If so, who are you going to volunteer?
Jeek's gonna like okay. Jeek's gonna go up to Akin Ferris's tent and sort of pat the top of it before dipping his head into.
Yeah.
Would you like to do? I'll stay outside and nap next to you.
Did you put your face on this time?
Jake sighs and goes fine, and then sort of like puts his face on, and sort of like wiggles the nose, going, "Yeah, that opinion is still weird."
I know you can do that, but there are going to be some folks that are going to be a little concerned about that.
Well, we've all gone through a bit of what did my dad call it? A bit of a fuck up together. So I thought, you know, it just felt comfortable around.
I'm not saying it was a bad thing. Just that the only person who'd seen you change is me, and even I think it is awesome, but I can see it being unnerving.
Oh, so I guess it doesn't help knowing that I could potentially turn into you.
I mean, it could be useful.
He sort of just sort of stands there and goes, with a bit of a think, he sort of like starts to like change his face a bit.
Okay, you're going to try and mirror the.
Yeah, I'm going to try and mirror Akin Ferris.
Okay.
I mean, I've never seen all the way around. It could be interesting.
Okay.
Oh my god, having a changeling would be like having a mirror. You'd just be like sort of throwing clothes and go, what does my bum look in this? God, it's awful.
Okay. So a general shifting of appearance to be like, but within spitting distance, I'm not going to make you make any rolls. You can just and it's sort of you sort of look like you're very much a tiefling, sort of horns and the horn spout. To fine tune it, let's call it a. Oh, your choice of
thing is, it's a deceptive thing, isn't it?
It's your choice of sleight of hand or performance.
Fucking
My
roll
brain,
it then.
my brain says it'd be a performance thing.
Yeah. Well, he tries, but it's obviously it's the first time he's tried to
Grow horns.
or that he's tried to manifest or copy a tiefling. So he tries, and then the usual kind of black mark that he has in his old form sort of springs back into place. The horns sort of start sort of in the right direction, and then sort of one goes lopsided off to one side, and the other one sort of droops.
Are you trying to say that his horns are limp?
Put it this way, you rolled a nat 1, so
Yeah, no.
yeah, and it's fine, and there's a thing where so those of you who've seen the Dungeons and Dragons On Amongst Thieves film, you know, where they got the image of the bard and it all suddenly starts going horribly wrong as he loses concentration.
Oh,
Yeah.
when his face goes,
Yeah, that's the sort that's basically what you sort of turn into, and there's that, oh, this is right, and then back to either the generic form or your more favoured one or
yeah,
the relaxed form, whichever one you want.
Back to the form that they all know, and he goes, I've never tried to grow horns before. You've
You
also
know
got
what? Maybe that's something you and me can work on while we're traveling.
Ooh.
You know, being able to copy one of us, two of us, that could be handy if we need to be in two places at once.
You see, I don't think that I could realistically like be Ariana with like full like worky stakes. I think they'd be a bit flaccid.
But if it's from a casual
If you're wearing a
observation,
casual-
someone looking at us from across a courtyard, across a market.
And also, Ariana wears a hat.
Jake sort of like holds out his hand like really like timidly, and he goes, "Thank you for not being weirded out. Or,
I mean,
if you are, you're hiding it very well.
I think your angry form is far scarier than that was. The giggling is definitely something.
Well, that's that. my mum said that I used to take on a baby version of that when I was angry and I didn't get fed, and she would call it like super cheek. I don't think it was a compliment.
That's right. It's definitely something.
Akin Ferris, could you roll a d20 for me, please?
I can most certainly try. Ta-da!
Lovely, thank you. And you're quite sort of caught up in this conversation, and sort of before you kind of know it, a good portion of your watch has passed. Certainly nothing has come out of the bush, nothing has interrupted. Occasional sort of scent of rain on the wind, thunder again off in the distance. You can sort of see strikes off to the northwest, the direction that you're heading.
Are you trying to manifest a thunderstorm for us right now?
Absolutely, because it'll be far better.
The casual comment at the lightning strikes of which god did they piss off?
How's the toenail doing?
I'm kind of dozing, so not really paying attention.
No worries. The lightning storm, again, you get the occasional rumble of it, but it's really faint. I mean, you're talking 10, 20 miles plus away, distance-wise. You'd guess it's you might find some areas that are, well, they might be wet and waterlogged by the time you get there, or given how hot things are in the meantime, it may well have dried by the time you get there. But someone somewhere is having that relief of the ever-present heat.
Lucky then.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Early hours of the morning, 3, 4-ish, couple of hours before dawn.
This is the time that I suggested we sort of head off, take advantage of the night vision, but also not spending the whole night traveling.
Plus, if need be, if we travel now, when it gets hot later on, we can bunk in tents and rest.
Yep, I agree.
And again, there's a couple of us here that really don't like daylight, so if we could travel now, it's spare them a bit of pain.
Okay.
It kind of crosses that bridge of those of us who see better. I mean, I have night vision, but those of us who are more comfortable during the day and those of us who are more comfortable during the night, it's that nice compromise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your second level of exhaustion has now gone,
Oh, thank God.
so you can reset that.
Jake feels like a new person.
Lovely. And then, so presumably you're now sort of going and kind of waking people up and
Waking up.
Jake's got. Well, did one eye see this, or was one eye asleep when Jake did the face?
Yeah, what,
no, they were.
what was I?
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Hey, Moon.
You guys were talking, so I was waiting for the right time to say hi.
Perfect timing.
Jake's gonna go sort of like round to all the tents of the people who are in them, and sort of like tap the tops of them and goes, I think it's time for us to.
Before
Yeah.
you go to tap the tent, or go, hey, try and do the thing of my face when you go do it. See what happens.
Oh, and by the way, Moon, you got married while you were away.
Awesome.
There's a very unhappy Minotaur following us somewhere.
Oh my
It
God!
better be like an elderly one, so I can reap off of the will.
Wow.
One eye in the oh my God, my fifth husband has died.
Completely. Oh my God, they died of poison. Oh my God.
Jake's going to think of what one eye looks like and try and do that face.
Okay, do that sleight of hand then.
Oh my God, Jake's gonna have so much fun with this. 19.
You, apart from the fact that you're dressed as yourself, have suddenly become the spitting image of One Eye. So, One Eye, when you are woken, you see yourself in Jeek's clothing waking you up.
He's immediately going to draw his daggers.
She goes,
Says,
That's on track.
she goes, morning, One Eye.
With Jeek's voice.
his dagger's still drawn, kind of like not right at Jeek's neck, but like nearly there. But he's kind of like frozen, just like looking at, just like, you know, like when you're staring at like a puzzle book and you just cannot figure out the last bit, so you're just staring just at just that sheer concentrated confusion. That's the look he's giving Jeek right now.
All right. You're the
So
second
should
one.
I? So do I stab
the
you or
missing-
your friend?
The missing part of this equation that you weren't here for is that Jeek revealed their natural changeling form earlier, and you were awake for it. So I'm just going to make that icon appear on the screen, just so that you are familiar
With what?
now, because you have seen it. Let me just get that onto the right
It's
there.
fine. You're the second person to threaten Jeek. Right. So yeah.
I still
Yeah.
think, even if he knew that, I still feel like just knowing that. I think even if you knew that fact, if you got woken up by someone that was wearing your face, it would still throw you off guard.
Absolutely.
I'd
I'm
apologize.
just walking around to Goring and Graska's tent, giggling when I.
Jake goes, so I think we're going.
Ariana's like, maybe drop the face. Meanwhile, her snakes are laughing. I mean, whatever snakes look like when they're laughing, they're in stitches.
Jake actually,
know. You know what the ultimate trick's going to be is going to be a bit of all of us at the same time.
That would be hilarious. Jeek goes, I quite like it down here, it's nice. And then
Ariana, you're awake. Gorik, you're awake.
and then he goes back to his normal, well, his what you consider normal form.
Yeah, the form you're used to. Okay. So it's only Grazka who needs to be woken up.
I was going around to Gorank
Okay.
and Graska's laughing maniacally at the spitting image of one eye bear.
So if you when you go to Grazka's tent, she's there, literally like spread out, like
All starfish mode.
Starfish mode. Her head's to one side, her tongue's hanging out. There's drool, and she's like.
See, I was just reaching boop you on the nose, like, come on.
Raska's a kobold, right?
Yes.
I've just got an image of drool coming down, but also steam.
She doesn't have fire.
No. Just tiny dragon-like lizard person.
Not yet. She doesn't have fire. I don't think.
So I
Okay.
just boop you on the nose.
It is
come
the
on.
most ungainly like pose you've seen in a while.
The sniggering and then the come on, up you get.
Fair enough. You're able to sort of start to strike camp without any great issues. By the time you've sort of finished packing everything up and you've maybe broken your fast, there's just that faint pre-dawn light on the horizon off to the east, starting to break through. Still quite cold, but you know, compared to some of the heat of what you had yesterday, quite comfortable. I suppose your decision I need from you now in terms of your direction of travel is either carrying back south, back to rejoin the Thunder Road for a portion before heading due north, or whether you aim north more. Well, it's more northwestish. You're sort of near where you'd have needed to have come off anyway. Start heading towards the lake, using this path heading north as your vector, and then sort of starting to make your way towards the lakeland. So I guess that's your first decision for your travel.
I'd say direct route is quickest, but to keep off of any known path, even if it's just to the side of the path, off the path.
Mm-hmm. We'll be traveling on the path, but ready to step off. And...
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, given that we nearly got creamed by just a group of bandits, we'd like to avoid doing that again.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, plus it gives
Again, lack of
it gives
Go on.
two of us a chance to be a bit more sneaky.
And it's still dark at the moment as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So, just for my visualization, as much as anything else, if you're on the map heading north, if you could put yourself in like a marching order per se, and then I could just use that as visualizing.
We say that one of us who's got night vision at front, one of us who's got night vision at back, one of us who's got.
Like I said, the only person who doesn't have night vision is Jeek.
I'll stick close to Jeek then.
Okay.
I like how everyone just moved on to Jeek, and Jeek's like, I'm popular, I have friends.
I'll go.
I don't mind being near the back.
I can't move my me.
Oh, how bizarre. Let me...
Oh, I can. There we go.
Okay.
Like,
There
which
goes.
direction is the order being in? Is it like
Heading north.
it like going to be this way, or are we doing it like line wise up?
North. Heading north.
Up.
So up.
I'm gonna go in the middle somewhere because again she's so squishy, but she still wants like eye line because that's her biggest thing.
Okay, no problem. And obviously, while you're traveling, you'll kind of be. Obviously, you're not marching in a strict sort of dum, 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 because within those 5 foot you're moving around, and it might be you sort of stop by to sort of pick stones out of your boots or this that and the other. But that just gives me the idea of roughly where people are should there be anything else that jumps out at you in the meantime. Lovely. So we need someone to be picking. You sort of said you're wanting to head in the direction of the lakes itself. So I think what we'll ask for is a survival check from whoever is going to be picking the route, for how on target you are for starters. Who wants to make that roll?
I'll make it.
Out of all of us, who's the most familiar with the area? It's going to be Grazka, in theory.
Well, we've all got
Not so
maps.
familiar with this neck of the woods. You've got rough maps, but this is obviously you don't have compasses or things like that, so it's which is roughly that direction where we're going. So that's.
Well, I don't think I should do it because I've got a 0 on my survival.
I've got
Okay.
+3. Who else? Who's got what?
I've got a 2.
Most of us will have not a lot at this point.
Yeah.
It sounds like Ariana's got the highest survival. Jeep's just rolled a 14, so that's actually certainly enough to get there. Which is just as well, because I think Ariana must have got turned around while packing up the tent,
Yes,
and all starts
yeah.
heading off in a southerly direction before everyone goes, oh no, other way, this way. Yeah, no worries. Okay, it's not that difficult heading. It's sort of that difference between whether you're heading that way or that way. It's that kind of level of differences, sort of thing. That's not a huge problem. So if you're roughly following the paths, then you're traveling roughly at a roughly normal space. You're not traveling through difficult terrain or anything else like that. There's brush and stuff through the side, but the path itself allows you to move at a reasonable pace. With a couple of stops, looking at the map, consulting, you reckon you'll probably make it to the lake by about sundown, or a little before sundown, early mid-afternoon. And then in terms of sort of finding from there, that might take another extra hour or so. So that just to give you an idea of the scale of your travel. I think as Jeek has done that to sort of steady in the right direction, if you could do it a D20, that would be useful.
Me.
Yeah, you. Fantastic. You're able during that time to scout around what looks like various points where the trail sort of just, there's small land slips and things like that. At one point in the distance, you see something large and lizardy that sort of seems to be stalking through the brush, sort of away to you. It's sort of quite not near enough that you can sort of see quite what it is, but it looks like some large reptile of some description, large lizard of some description, that seems to be walking on hind legs and moving with purpose. But it hasn't spotted you, and it's off the distance.
I would just like to point out, folks, if it's large, it's not tameable. Let's not mess with it. It will eat us in one bite. Please, for the love of gods.
Jeek stops the team and just goes, there is a big thing over there. That's not. Let's go.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you're talking 300-400 yards away. It's sort of in a low dip away. It's not anywhere near you, but it's definitely that. Almost certainly what you heard roaring last night.
Can I have a look at around us and see if there's any evidence of predation?
Of course, yeah. Do a survival check. That's a good general kind of woodscraft.
I think I
or nature or survival.
I can choose, right. I'm going to choose survival. I have slightly better, but I did all my good rolls last session. I'm not hopeful.
A 10. It's okay. It's not particularly difficult. You're traveling, sort of every now and then you'll sort of see the evidence of things having sort of something large having moved through the undergrowth, and sort of broken tree branches. At one point, a very large footprint in the soil. Yeah, I mean,
We're in dinosaur territory. Is
yeah. Yeah, and it's not the only you got the big one, but there are also lots of smaller ones as well. So that looks like you sort of may have other stuff, whether that's sort of small other types you don't know enough from that to be able to identify them. But yeah, it looks like there are plenty of.
It's dinosaur country.
Yeah,
We're
you
in
in you're in Dino country is a fair description.
My ears pick up and go, dinosaurs? They never said we'd see that when we left the monastery, Ariana.
No, they didn't. And I'm hoping we don't see any now.
It'd be cool.
Look at the size of this footprint.
Yeah. Yes, if whatever made that trod on you, you'd know about it. By now, the sun is above is just breaching the horizon. You're getting the kind of the sun's rays are starting to cut through. You've been on the road 3-4 hours.
How long do we have to go? I mean, we're on the lightning road, right?
No. You're on a trail heading cross country now, northwest. So yeah, this map is a good indicator of the sort of terrain that you're traveling now. And sort of the pathways and trails are, some of them are heading in the right direction. Sometimes you do a bit of a cut across country because you can see like copses of trees where you want to sort of take some shelter and things like that. Are there any things in particular that you're looking for in terms of types of features to take rest under along the way, or are you just sort of doing that resolute, we're heading that direction type of?
I think that's part of it, but I think we should also be looking at foraging or hunting, because we've been living on trail rations, which aren't bottomless.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Ariana's just been picking random berries as she's been going. Chewing on like a bit of brush.
Congratulations, you found licorice. Yeah, there you go.
The snakes have been grabbing flies out of the air. They've forgotten they're snakes. They think they're frogs.
If you want to do some foraging along the way, make a nature check if you found anything interesting along the way.
Oh, ooh.
Okay, yeah. So Ariana, Akenferris, you found some things you recognise from having been on tables, sort of like edible herbs, berries, that sort of thing. One eye less successfully. Is at one point you think you've got something, you pick it up and it's actually rotten through. It says, yeah, no, absolutely not. Again, Grazka, there's nothing that particularly appeals to you, and nothing particularly that drags the attention. Can I get, while we're doing that, one eye to do a D20 roll for me, please?
With my rolls so far, this is not the best idea, but sure. D20.
They're just random encounters.
Lovely, that's fine.
I'm cursing today as well.
Yeah. Okay, so your direction of travel, otherwise, obviously you're sort of keeping an eye out for bits and pieces, isn't interrupted. You're able to just kind of skirt around anything that looks particularly obvious. At one point you sort of see dust clouds that looks like people riding on horses in the distance, about sort of 4 or 5 people towards sort of what looks like sort of grasslands, slightly away from this kind of rougher done. You've got a vague recollection that you've got a ranch near here in these territories, so it may well be connected to that. There's people sort of going off to kind of sort of do droving of whatever livestock that they're raising on those lands. But there's no fences or other markers to suggest that you've wandered into anyone's particular territory, so that's okay. What you do occasionally start to encounter, though, is disturbed earth, as if something tunneling has breached the surface and then sort of gone back under. It's sort of just every now and then you sort of just get sort of several, say, 10 yards or so of slightly disturbed earth, and then it sort of disappears again. Mostly along the trail itself that you're following. It looks, if someone wants to do a survival check for me. Lovely, thank you. It looks like that's happened in the last day or so. There's nothing that kind of leaps out or does anything weird and wonderful when you're checking it, but it's notable, it's unusual. You've not seen anything like that else while you're traveling. Lunchtime, sort of midday is starting to is sort of getting to about that sort of time. Do you want to stop for a lunch break? In which case, what sort of, are you looking for anything in particular as a type of place to stop, or are we just going to sort of drop down? Again, there are kind of little wayside shrines, old ruined walls. There are copies of trees.
Graska sits on a like stop, like if we stop, she's just going to sit on a rock, like cross her legs under her, and she's just like.
I'd be like, let's stop at a shrine because they're semi-safe.
I would have said as soon as the sun came up, I'd dump my hat back on Graska's head again.
Okay, no problem. So looking for kind of a shrine or something on those sorts of things to.
Something that has a shrine near it at least.
As a safe spot.
Yeah, I think that's
safe-ish. Yeah.
Okay.
Safe TM.
We do. Let's pick.
Even though I have read things about the shrines that there are people who don't like them, but cross that bridge when we come to them.
Okay. Okay, in that case, let's call it a Ariana, can you do a survival check then for kind of navigation towards one? Nice. Okay. You're starting to sort of read the roads quite nicely, the sort of the trails, and there's trails that are crisscrossing. You sort of see one that looks a reasonably well preserved, sort of small single story ruined building.
Do I recognize the god? That it's
no, it looks like some sort of looks like a sort of general structure. Let me just there you go. Literally just off from the trail. You're coming in from the east, so it's which because you've scattered on round to it. It's sort of just up a short rise above the pathway itself. You can see doors are open. The windows don't have any glass or shutters over them. It looks like at some point it may have been used, but there's sort of it's very much overgrown with bushes and other odds and sods. If you want to investigate, you can. But it's nothing else, as you can see from the shadows. It's out of the direct sunlight and a good enough as any place to stop and take a rest.
Let's do it.
I think Graska just walks in, takes the hat off, takes her glasses off, and she's just like, better.
Yeah. If you want to move yourself up and in, absolutely no problem at all. There's certainly nothing leaps out or tries to jump on you. The roof is actually missing. That's why there's rubble all over the floor. The roof fell in at some point.
I'll have a little look around.
Yeah, and again, it looks like people have camped here in the past, and there's all bits of debris or sort of scattered bits of remains of old dinners. Sort of the scattered bones of what was probably sort of someone's chicken dinner at some point.
Does it look like it's been vandalized in any way, or?
No, not per se. I mean, sort of. There's graffiti in various languages, but sort of more along the lines of
normal.
Sort of Boblin the Goblin was here, sort of thing. Various people have scratched their names, dates. There's certainly no signs of any blood stains or any kind of holes that kind of look like there's been in a fight, like there's been a conflict of any description. It just looks like it's whoever or whatever this shrine was built to, long forgotten, hasn't been maintained in any way, shape, or form, and just passage of time has made it fall. If someone wants to make a guess, one of the bards maybe make a history check.
Uh,
Go on, Goring.
You've got this, Gorink. We believe
Goring.
in you.
Goring. Goring. Yes.
Nice. So yeah, going. It's no. It doesn't ring any bells. It's not a culture you're familiar with. It's nothing you've heard stories of. Ariana, you, however, spot some similarities in the design to the underground temple, the underground space that you encountered, the kind of the seal, and sort of other things that suggest that this may have been built by orcs a long time ago.
we going back to people that turn people into stone?
No, you're talking sort of literally orcs, goblinoids, thousands of years ago, back in the Dakani Empire, who didn't really worship gods. They sort of acknowledged that the gods existed, but their culture, the Dakani, was more around celebrating the achievements of famous people. So they would set up memorials to famous statesmen, to skilled artisans, to think that their commemorations was remembering the worth and remembering the works of individuals, or particular sort of fields of endeavor. So rather than being a place of old gods, this is a place that sort of focus of it was maybe sort of a celebration of some great success in the area, whether that was a famous battle, or whether it was something was invented nearby, or great sort of treaty sort of signed nearby, or some great work or undertaking. But at the same time, it still, even in this dilapidated state, has that sense of being somewhere that was set aside as somewhere well regarded and a place of peace, just not in that worshipping one of the hosts, or the flame, or propitiating the dark six. It's that sort of I mean, these days in the modern sort of outfit, you might sort of say it was more equivalent to a kind of a humanist leaning in terms of celebrating the lives and works of someone, rather than religious per se.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
But yes, you're able to set up, get a campfire going, have some lunch, have a think about it, and have a chance to sort of check your bearings, look at the maps where you are. If you want to mark this as a location on your maps, you are certainly more than willing to be a sort of you now have a place in this neck of the woods where is a reasonable place to sort of to camp out.
How do you do that, or do you just mentally do that?
Just mentally do it, and unless people have got their own little maps that they're making, that's perfectly fine. I'm very deliberately not updating a big map for you, so it's up to you to sort of devise what you do and what you build.
By the way, if you check your WhatsApp, I appear to be alone. I mean, as in I've lost all the other characters.
Are you underneath somebody again?
No, I can see them on the. I can see.
I can see it. I can see everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
can
can
only
see
see-
everything.
Oh, go through the door.
Go into the building. Yeah, go in the building.
Right, so follow
Oh.
the marker.
Oh, that building. Hang on.
Yeah. Go into the building. You'll find people.
Hang on, I'll position one eye outside.
I got you. I found you.
I'm all on my own. Oh, there you are.
But once it wasn't Goring who was lost in a dream.
just, just Ariana, go. Hello?
Where's everybody?
Where'd they all go? What's happening?
Also, I realized I sent the screenshot I meant to send to you, Tim. I sent it to Mel.
Okay, that'll make for some interesting conversations later. Where is everyone?
She replied, "How lonely."
Bless. So yes, you can stop for as you know, for however long, say an hour or so, or whatever. So
Yeah,
effectively, short rest
lunch.
to
Eat
recover
the
yourselves.
berries I found.
Yeah, rest on up, and then carry on your way. Like I said, you reckon where you are now, you're probably good, maybe 5-6 hours, depending on how fast a pace you push yourselves at. Unless there's anything you want to specifically do here to get you back on the road. Could no, I'm not going to make you make an roll for your direction. You're fairly sort of clear where you're heading for. So let's who haven't made a roll. Graska, could you roll a d20 for me, please?
I can certainly try. I say I can try, and then I can't find the right screen. I will get there. There we go. Couldn't find the right screen. It's gonna be an awful one. It's a 6.
That's fine, no problem at all. You'll be relieved to hear that, again, beyond sort of observing the world around you, birds wheeling overhead, that you're fairly sure aren't vultures keeping track with you. You sort of start to sort of you can really sort of eat up the miles now. The sort of the trail's a little bit more kind of, you might have to find one that's sort of running more directly towards the old lakes. Along the side of the road, every now and then you sort of see the remains of walls kind of breaching the surface that kind of look like the remnants of various houses, buildings, small settlements that have been kind of lost to time. I mean, and by walls above, you know, you're talking sort of walls that maybe only sort of 2-3 foot tall in terms of stone still standing on top of each other, enough to make out the rough layout of clusters of buildings that by now you're getting used to these very old goblin constructions. So again, these things are potentially hundreds, if not thousands, of years old. They're mostly overgrown with brush, but it starts to give you really a sense of the scale of the civilization that they must have had in this area. That, you know, you can barely go an hour or two without almost literally tripping over some goblin ruin or another. And one of the observations you seem to make is that they didn't tend to build their dwellings very high. They tend to be mostly single story above the ground. But a lot of them, you can see large stone stairs descending into the ground. I mean, the tunnels are collapsed; they're filled with rubble where they've collapsed. But it's a reminder that there's probably an awful lot of history under the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Goblins, you're reminded, built down in terms of their building style. If they built up, it was for something of major significance. And yeah, there's nothing here that you observe that seems to be matching that. So I guess kind of reassuring that you're not suddenly walking into the equivalent of, I don't know, one of the Mexican sort of lost cities with sort of pyramids all around you and things like that. But just again, mindful that you are literally walking over layers of buried history as you get closer and closer. A few hours later, you have begun to reach the kind of the edges of the Salt Lake. There are again this sort of pathway that kind of leads you on, and just find thing I'm looking for. And you kind of reach this point on the map that's just started here, where you can get away. Where sort of the edge of the lake is sort of where you can see the edge of the kind of reddish area being there. This wooden construct here is an old remains of a pier. The water is long gone. You can see sort of this buried in the sand, an old boat. There's sort of the remnants of animals, but also of old campfires. The remains of an old shrine, sort of smashed up in the kind of the edges of a on the edges of an old stone on the edge there. And by all intents and purposes, by everything you've heard and read in terms of as trying to track down the druid that you were trying to track down, you can see sort of a set of footprints scuffed into kind of the caked, cracked surface, heading roughly northeasterly of where you are. So you've got a very firm clue as to where to be going next. But it's at this point you hear, as you're sort of getting your bearings, a twig, something breaking behind you in the crunch of gravel, as a figure appears out of the bush, slightly unnervingly still, which is one of the reasons why you didn't spot him earlier. Tone, there he is. There is he's human. He has in one hand a stone idol of some sort that he just sort of holds to his chest, and in his other hand,
is it Bang Chan?
A wicked-looking knife that appears to be made of some dark glass.
It's the demon glass. It's the demon glass.
He
Goring,
starts to
Goring,
walk
take your shoe
towards
off.
you.
Goring, take your shoe off now. Show your toenail. Talk about Orlov.
I'm sorry, hearing that out of context.
Goran bends down and takes off his shoe and waggles his foot. Go, hey, look, I got stone too.
20, 30. Bear in mind you're about 40, 50 foot away from him at this point.
Just say Orlax, just say that. You've talked to him. Say that you've talked to him.
Orlax, how are you?
Is stumbling closer. His feet heavy, his gaze distant. His knife begins to raise. He is moving with intent towards you, knife at the ready, but utterly silently. So I would like everyone, I will just fire this up, to be ready to make an initiative roll, please.
He didn't notice Goring. How could you not notice Goring?
Because he's about 50, 60 foot away.
Even so, she's loud. He's loud.
Right, one good roll.
Hang on, let me just get the...
Probably mine too.
Oh, mine haven't shown. Mine's not shown up. I don't know what I rolled.
Yeah,
Yes,
I did say prepare to, not actually. Give me one moment. I'm just trying to get the fuck's sake. Right, that's just so I can get the thing up from actually generating. Where's he gone? That one. I had this lined up, and now I don't, which is not a good start. No, that's not it. Where's he gone? No, that's not him. I closed the tab that I had this open and ready on, which Yeah, so bear with me while I find the one I'm looking for. Not that one, not that one.
And I still haven't found what I'm
What I'm
looking.
looking for.
Uh, That's the one. Got the right one. Yes. Right. Okay. Get their initiatives done, and then I'll ask you what you've rolled if you haven't already. So, Akenferris, your initiative, please.
16.
Okay. Cheek, your initiative, please.
Oh,
Grazka, your initiative, please.
Give me 2 seconds. I haven't rolled mine. I will do that now. It is.
Got the 8.13 shit
So
again.
8. So 8.
Yeah, lovely. One eye.
I rolled an 18, believe it or not, with my
Very
roll.
nice.
I don't believe
my roll.
it.
I know, it's insane.
Goink.
12.
Okay. Ariana.
13.
Thank you very much. Put that on there. And then we'll put that on there. Him on a. Right. Let me fire up the tracker. There it is. So he will be starting to move forward. One Eye, you have got the initiative.
Sweet. What I will do. Bear with me. Not in the greatest position for what I want to be doing.
Well, you've got the pier. You could use that in the shadows of the pier as a
Yeah.
as a hide location, cover behind it, sort of thing.
That's true. Would that? I mean, would it? Blah, blah, blah. I'm assuming is there like gaps in between here?
Yeah. It's a pier. It's not a solid block. It's a wooden platform with wooden poles descending down into the now very dry earth.
Okay. I mean, considering where I am, would that be basic enough to do a hide, or would this still be considered like too?
Yeah. There's enough obfuscation there to be able to use it as a hide location. If you move, say, 5 foot to your left, to the west, there you go. Yeah, that would put sufficient to break his line of sight.
Okay, that's cool. Just check. Yeah, that's still good. So I will make a stealth roll then
Go for it.
to hide as at a 15,
Okay, good stuff.
and then I will ready my crossbow. Not crossbow. I keep calling it a crossbow. It's a short.
Short bow. That's the one.
I keep calling it a crossbow. It is not a crossbow.
Definitely not. Okay.
And bam.
Okay, no problem
That's
at
a
all.
miss. For God's sake.
Oh no.
Looks like I need to redo the Game Grumps meme in my notes.
But hey, the magic of the bow means that you don't have to re-hide. So at least you have that.
Thank God I got this bow because my rolls are terrible.
He doesn't even notice the arrow sort of flying past. It's that off target.
He's close to me, so basically, Jeek, if he looks to the side, we'll just see one eye face palming.
Fantastic. In that case, if nothing else you're going to do, no.
Nope.
On to Akenferris, and then Ariana's after that. Akenferris, what are you doing?
Considering he's not responded to people shouting at him
No,
in any way.
utterly silent.
I hate these. Why can't people just do talking with words rather than spells? But
Yeah, I know.
let's even get his attention with a firebolt. That was a firebolt, wouldn't mind. Ooh.
Okay, let me just get the stats up. That's the one I'm waiting for. Something just to quickly open up. Armor class is a miss, I am afraid.
Not really surprised.
Okay.
I'm gonna move.
But narrowly. You weren't far off. It's not a he stood there and it's gone bounce off him. It's a he sort of just sways out of the way a little. But it's well, even that sounds more easy than it was. No, it's only just a miss.
I'm gonna stay over here.
Okay. No problem. Anything else? In that case, on to Ariana.
Given it worked last time, and I'm not convinced it will work this time, I will try Vicious Mockery because it gives damage even if the target must be psychic damage has disadvantage. Yeah, so I'll try that. He needs to make a Wisdom saving throw of 14.
Wisdom saving throw 14. Okay. Get his stats up. He's just made it.
Ah.
14.
Oh.
But what is the mockery with which you assail him?
Thou churlish, hasty-witted mammet.
If he understands or even looks at it, yeah, the kind of you can see you sense the magic's release, but he really doesn't seem to have paid any attention to it.
He
His
wasn't.
gaze is fixed firmly on you as a group. Doesn't waver.
He was not mocked. Okay, I've got a bonus action.
Yeah.
I believe I'm just going to check. I'm too far away for my go-to bonus action. Yes, I am. I am going to. Can I like just hide behind, kind of vaguely hide behind this bit of rock here?
It's a tree, but yes.
Yeah.
It's an old dead tree, but yeah, you can. You can take shelter. Yeah, go and take shelter behind the.
I'll move. Oh, sorry, I'm still in measure. I'll move to ye old dead tree.
Okay. Yeah, you can use that as some partial cover. No problem.
And
That's
also,
good.
while I'm moving, it's go. He's one of the stone people. Use that against him.
Okay, fair enough. Any bonus?
And
Movement doesn't take up your bonus action.
oh,
And speaking
so
free.
Okay, I'm like, mind the demon glass. That's dangerous. And Gorink, use your stone shit.
No, toe, not shit.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know. I haven't seen.
True. There may well be things that Gorink has not revealed
Gorink,
at this time.
Are you shitting stone? I mean,
No.
Are you sure? Are you absolutely certain? Have you investigated?
I'm not shitting stones.
Anything else
pebbles,
around,
but not
or
stones.
moving on?
Pebbles are great. Yeah.
Oh, bless. There is suddenly a rumble and shifting of soil. Remember, you earlier in the day you had encountered upturned, overturned earth and things like that. Well, suddenly this thing is bubbling along and erupting from the ground underneath. 10,
Oh God, that's not good.
30. Let me just get the right thing. Tentacles writhing out of the ground, lashing out at eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's say Cheek. He's roughly nearest. Tentacle lashes out to try and grab Cheek.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
18.
Yes.
Okay. It grabs you, slashing with sharp edges for 7 points of damage.
And then I've got to do a roll.
And then you've got to make an escape roll. It is tangling you and pulling you towards this large, gnashing beak that is in this
What's
sort of
its
writhing
getting?
mess. So it'll be a dex save, please. No, so you are entangled.
What did I do to upset Gary Gygax? I always get turned into a fucking glow stick.
Okay, you now have the grappled condition.
Oh.
So what that means is that you basically can't move from that spot. But it's there.
Not that I'm used to this or anything.
No. But at least it's not dragging you around. It will then attack you with its beak and bite you.
Oh,
The beak is getting attacked by a beak. Either way, it hits.
Yeah. Or 6 points of piercing. Those of you who've seen Tremors, think graboid.
Oh, thanks.
I don't know what that means.
Snick.
So this thing looks like a very long worm. Its head surrounded by tentacles and a large sort of parrot-like beak in the middle. It is burrowed out of the ground. The film Tremors is about a town in the Midwest?
Midwest, yeah.
Yeah.
Midwest, where these creatures living under the ground are attacking, drawn by the vibration of people moving, and they start picking people off. It's a comedy horror, more comedy
Thing.
comedy thriller. Kevin Bacon and a whole host of people in it, which spawned a whole series of real low B movie energy stuff. But that's the best description of what this creature is. Cheek, if you want to do a nature check to identify the creature beyond calling it a graboid, you are welcome to do so.
Because he's so going, so what is this while I'm being eaten?
You've heard of these creatures. They're called gricks. Graboid is as good a name as any, but it is a grick.
Lovely.
It's an aberration. It is not normal. It is, it's a sign of something aberrant. It is a warping of the natural order. But that is all it is doing this round. The cultist has drawn his blade. He begins to move closer. So 10, 20. Assuming Goink is the one who has been waving toes at him, moves towards you, dagger at the ready. Doesn't seem at all interested in your
Toenail.
And slashes out at you with this blade. Not with advantage, sorry, ignore that. Do that. Normal roll. An 8, which is a miss.
Yes.
You're able to sort of dodge out the way of it, and you see that it looked like glass. It's more that the blade is of steel, but this sort of large glass insert takes up most of the middle of the blade. So it's almost like the steel's like an edge around the
It's dragon
the
glass.
piece itself. If you make an Arcana check,
Well, I know it's dragon glass because I spoke to the to Tashka, didn't I? So I'm telling.
demon glass rather than dragon glass. Dragon glass is something quite different.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Demon
Okay.
glass.
Goink's too too distracted by having a very sharp blade in their face to.
I did say it earlier, but
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah, I know. Yep, that's fine. That's their action. Going. Fortunately, it is your turn next. What are you doing?
Okay. First of all, can I do my bonus action?
Yeah, you can do your actions in whatever order. What are you doing?
Yeah, so I'm going to give Jeek.
Mhm.
Excuse me. I'm going to give Jeek Bardic Inspiration.
Okay.
So
Or
yeah, Bardic Inspiration of 1d6.
okay.
Thank you.
And then what I'm going to do
Party rallying cry type thing.
I'm going to cast Thermatology on the one that's just tried to attack me.
All right.
And
You remember
I'm
that
going to
Thaumaturgy doesn't do any damage or anything.
pardon, yeah, I
No.
know.
Doesn't. Okay, just double checking.
Yeah. You have an advantage on charisma and intimidation checks. I need a something. I don't know what I want because it says I can just do it at will.
Mm-hmm.
Casting 30 foot, 1 minute. It's controlled. Oh, I don't think there's any saving throws.
No, there's not.
So what I do is I project my voice
Mm-hmm.
and I go, I am Uranaf. Cease in your attack now before you anger me further.
Okay.
You weren't expecting that.
I wasn't. That's the thing. Okay, I will. He sort of pauses briefly in pressing the attack, utterly silently raises his finger and goes, and then shifts the blade, ready to attack again.
What does he do?
Shakes his head while sort of having his finger in the air.
No, 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 no,
Yeah,
no, no.
yeah.
Okay. And then
But the face is utterly expressionless as he does it. So there's no little smile with it. It's just a.
okay.
Then has the knife ready. It's certainly a reaction.
Yeah.
It's yeah. I would say it's a good choice if you've got a cultist. Try and pretend to be their god. It was worth a try. However,
Yeah.
he did roll a 15 for his religion check. So, anything else you want to do? Any movements? Bonus action? When you've done the bonus action of doing that, action of that.
Yeah. No.
Any movements? No. Okay. In that
No.
case, to Grazka,
Okay.
and then after Grazka, we Jeek, and that'll be the end of the round, and we'll probably call a halt there.
I'm going to cast. I'm going to cast Grazka's Silly Giggles.
Okay.
Which is just Tasha's Hideous Laughter, but I've just changed the name of it.
If we skid.
Yeah,
Yeah. No worries.
Yeah, Grazka's Silly Giggles.
Okay.
And I'm going to there we go. Put it on there. I need a DC 12 Wisdom save, please.
No, he fails.
Okay.
I'd say this red.
What's your joke? What's your joke?
I'm
Yeah.
going to say, did you hear about the dragon that was obsessed by weight? They couldn't get off the scales.
Oh,
It's awful.
Okay, so the weirdest effect, the magic release is focused by your truly awful dad joke, and you with your magical senses, you see the tendrils of it hit latch, and he sort of twitches and then convulses and has that sort of silent laughter, trying to control it like that, and falls to his knees utterly silently.
Graska's there just going. Like jazz hands up.
I will put because it's prone that adds the condition, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Let me add a quick prone. There you go. Hands and knees. He sinks to his hands and knees, sort of convulsing with laughter, except silent, utterly silent. Beyond sort of a faint hiss of air going, you hear it's that sort of as his sort of as his rib cage is kind of contracting, rib cage, and then his diaphragm is contracting with the effects of the spell.
You sounded like an asthmatic dog.
I was just going to say, basically, it's me, isn't it, when I'm having an asthma attack or laughing too much.
Good description as any. Yeah, absolutely. Any movement bonus follow up that you are?
I'm just no. Actually, I'm going to stay there. I feel a bit safer surrounded by everybody at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. You're going to stand there and do a little jig. Speaking of jigs, Jeek.
Oh dear, sweet Jesus! Can I do a strength check to get out?
You can. Yes.
Yes, a strength, or is it a saving throw?
Strength saving throw.
Jesus.
Lovely. Yes, you are able to escape the bonds.
Was that my action, or was it a bonus action?
That is your action. You do still have a bonus action that would be quite useful.
I have 2 weapon fighting, which means that technically I can do an attack with a hand axe.
Yeah.
Or
As a barbarian who's taken a lot of damage already.
you could do your thing.
Jeek, does the thing have eyes?
No.
Well, Jeek just sort of like looks at it, like square on, and goes,
You could just do barbarian.
just went, "You fucking bitch," and sort of like starts to like shift and change, and Jeek has entered rage.
Yes.
I love how disappointed you sounded. So I've entered rage, I guess.
the pacifist.
Give you a nice red dot to clear.
The pacifist barbarian. We got another one.
Yeah.
He's not angry. He's just very disappointed.
Yeah, you haven't put the rage button up for me like you did with Chloe.
Hold on, let me see if I can. I've got to find.
I'm a barbarian too.
There you go.
Oh, little. There you
Yay!
go. Yes, one roar of. Well, I think we're all still trying to work out what it is exactly he does, but it's certainly a near enough equivalent of rage, even if it's manifesting in giggling and body popping, for lack of a better description. Or is that just the noise the bones are making?
Got an image of like I've just got an image of Jeek going into rage and then just going down into a twerk.
Moonwalking across the battlefield, yeah.
The twerking barbarian.
Off to twerk he goes. Anyway, anything else? That's supposed to any movement, anything else like that? Because you have managed to break free of the tentacles.
but it will, regardless of how I move, it's going to get an opportunity, an attack opportunity.
It's just if you're taking the option to before I end out the round.
No.
No? Okay. In that case, at just gone 20 past 10, we will call that as a halt, as a cliffhanger. You are arrayed in battle with this strange, silent, but now laughing silently uncontrollable man, and a graboid thing of tentacles and beaks that has boiled out of the sand. And we'll pick this up next time. Thank you all very much. It's been a lovely literal journey across the wilds, across the high plains, and we'll see what chaos unleashes next time. Leah, thank you very much for letting me hijack your stream. All yours. Back to you.
Thank you very much. It's been great. Sorry, there is a very, very playful cat all of a sudden. Yes, thank you very much, people that have joined. As people know, we gave away a game yesterday. Well done, Max, for winning. There was 9 people entered, and Max won, so that's awesome. We will be back probably tomorrow at this point. Yes, Maddie, hello. He's literally going. Yes, thank you everybody that has been supporting this channel this month. It's really been awesome. Yeah, I'm a little bit humbled by this month's stuff and things and that's happened on the channel. So it's been really nice. Remember, with this heat at the moment, to just keep yourself hydrated, keep yourself in the shade if you can, and just rest up and all the rest of it. So on that note, from all of us here at the channel, take your meds, stay hydrated, and get some sleep. Night, everybody.
Hello.
Maddie, I need my hand, thank you. You haven't got a camera on, Moon. Bye-bye, everybody. We'll see. Bye-bye, everybody. Everybody wave. Say bye-bye, everybody. They're waving.